Meet Sarah. She's 29 years old. 6 months ago, she loved listening to music on her way to work. She rarely ignored her friends' messages. She enjoyed cooking, reading, laughing. Life wasn't perfect, but it felt like hers. Today, her alarm has been ringing for 20 minutes. She's awake. She just can't make herself get out of bed. Her coffee tastes flat. Her favorite playlist sounds like noise. Her phone lights up. Her best friend is checking in. Sarah wants to reply, but even typing a few words feels exhausting. She has one frightening thought. What's wrong with me? Sarah thinks she's becoming lazy, but the truth is far more surprising. The problem isn't Sarah. It's what depression is doing inside her brain. Today, we're going inside Sarah's brain to discover what's really happening and why recovery is possible. Sarah remembers feeling sad after her grandmother died. She cried, she struggled, but slowly, life became brighter again. This feels completely different. Nothing terrible happened this week, yet everything feels heavy. That's because sadness and depression aren't the same thing. Sadness is an emotion. Depression is an illness that changes how the brain functions. More than 280 million people around the world experience depression, and many of them hear the same advice Sarah has heard. Just think positive, try harder, snap out of it. If only it were that simple. Brain scans show that depression changes how different parts of the brain work together. Some areas become less active, others become overactive. Communication becomes less efficient. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's biology. And understanding that can replace shame with compassion. So, what exactly is happening inside Sarah's brain? Let's start with the part that helps her make even the simplest decisions. This explains something Sarah has been struggling to understand. Why does deciding what to wear suddenly feel exhausting? Why does replying to one email take 20 minutes? Why does making breakfast feel like climbing a mountain? The answer isn't laziness. It's that the part of Sarah's brain responsible for planning and decision-making is using energy less efficiently. Imagine your brain as a city. Normally, the lights are on, traffic moves, messages travel quickly. Now imagine a power shortage. The buildings are still there, the roads haven't disappeared, but everything slows down. That's much closer to what depression feels like inside the brain. Sarah starts worrying about things that never used to bother her. A delayed text message, a small mistake at work, an awkward conversation. Her brain keeps asking, what if something's wrong? Inside her brain, a small structure called the amygdala has become extra sensitive. Think of it as the brain's smoke alarm. Normally, it warns us about genuine danger. But depression can make it react to everyday events as though they're emergencies. It's like a smoke alarm that keeps ringing long after the toast has stopped burning. No wonder Sarah feels exhausted. Living with an alarm that never switches off would drain anyone. Sarah notices something else. She keeps forgetting why she walked into a room. She rereads the same email 3 times. She loses her train of thought halfway through conversations. She starts wondering, am I getting dementia? Fortunately, that's usually not what's happening. One part of Sarah's brain, responsible for organizing memories, is struggling under prolonged stress. Scientists call this area the hippocampus. You don't need to remember its name, just remember its job. It's the brain's librarian. And right now, it's finding it much harder to keep everything organized. Months later, something unexpected happens. Sarah laughs. Not because she forced herself to, because she genuinely found something funny. One morning, music sounds beautiful again. She replies to a friend's message without spending an hour thinking about it. She takes a walk and notices the warmth of the sun. These moments seem small, but inside her brain, something remarkable is happening. The brain is rebuilding. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. It's the brain's incredible ability to adapt, strengthen connections, and recover. Recovery doesn't happen overnight. Some days are harder than others, but every therapy session, every good night's sleep, every walk, every supportive conversation helps the brain move in the right direction. Sarah's story isn't unusual. Millions of people around the world are walking the same path. Some are just beginning, others are further along, but they all have one thing in common. Their brains are capable of change. Depression may convince you that nothing will ever get better, but depression is not the narrator of your future. Your brain is not broken forever. It is healing, sometimes slowly, sometimes with setbacks, but healing nonetheless. If this video helped you understand your brain a little better, consider subscribing to Dopamine Dial, because every week we explore what's happening inside your brain and how science can help you take the next step toward recovery.